Harper or Machado, their payroll in like what 2022, 23 is going to be enormous,
Yeah,
and
when
some of
when you
that's going to be
get
Hosmer when he's crap.
the young guys arbitration stuff on top of that, and like the yeah, it's just it's one of those, isn't it? There's one of the bad ones. That
So
Hosmer thing.
that might put them off. That could put them off. Maybe more deals, whether this off season or next off season. I don't know how uh, money conscious they're going to be when they're trying to compete, but most teams are very wary of the luxury tax at the moment, and Hosmer's contract could be the thing that stops them getting that fourth starting pitcher or picking up an ace in free agency because they're paying him $21 million.
Yeah. Is there anything else that actually happened then this week,
Um,
rather than like Eric Hosmer that was like a year ago?
there was it was just Real Muto interest yet again, wasn't it? The Reds were also linked with Real Muto.
Oh, the Reds. Oh, yeah, the Reds like going for it now, which is sort of interesting. I mean, once again, it's like they're going to have to get up Nick Senzel or something, probably, aren't they? Judging by the price for Real Muto.
It'd be insane. And they've got Tucker
Yeah,
Barnhart anyway. Um,
he's pretty good. Good defensively, anyway, I think. I mean, he won a Gold
yep.
Glove a couple of years ago. But yeah, they're a weird one at the moment, aren't they? They're kind of they're sort of on the edge of competing, but partly because I know the division is not doesn't seem that strong. I know you got like the Brewers who got to the NLCS and like the Cubs who are like meant to be this powerhouse. But I don't know, just looking at those teams, I don't see them as
It's got depth. It's very
yeah,
competitive. Like I think any of those teams could win the NL West, but they're also not definitely winning it. Like they're all good
no,
teams, basically. I don't think any of them will win in the World Series next year.
no. I guess this is the case in a lot of the National League, isn't it? Really, I mean, there's no real powerhouses at the moment like
No, there's
the
no
Red
juggernaut
Sox
at
and
all.
Yankees and stuff.
There's no one with like multiple MVP contender sort of teams, are there really? Whereas you've got like obviously on the Red Sox you got like well if you count Sale and then you got JD and Mookie, and the Yankees have just got Stanton and Judge, but like they've got like scary lineups and some pitching, and
Yeah,
none of the lineups look that scary in the National League, to be honest.
no. I mean, I did see something. I don't know, it might have been like a Reds fan or something, but tweeted like the Reds lineup if they had Real Muto in it, and that does look pretty good to be honest. It's one of
Oh,
those
I saw
lineups.
that.
I know a bit like you said, like the Mets lineup. Well, but lots of Mets fans aren't that excited about it, but it just looks like a really good lineup. It's just
So
like
deep.
deep, and
Yeah.
it's just got like decent hitters everywhere.
Yeah, you feel like a whole lineup of guys that could all be like above league average.
Yeah, and some
Uh,
of them will probably be better than that.
yeah, well, like in the Reds case, you've got like Suarez and Votto are going to be really, really good,
Yeah,
and then Puig, who is at least going to be funny. So there's that.
yeah, and I mean, he's going to be average, league average at least, probably
Yeah,
with
and
power. I mean, well, actually, talk about the power that he's had before at the Dodgers.
he's going to hit a lot of bombs this year,
Yeah, he
like
could end up being
30.
a. This could end up being like his big breakout year that the Dodgers have been waiting for when he goes to
Yeah,
the Reds and plays that ballpark.
yeah, hits like 30 or 40 home runs.
But yeah, they're one of those that is sort of because they're such a small market. But like the Rays, where it's like even when they're like absolutely like have managed everything perfectly, the absolute top ceiling is just not that high.
No, because you don't have
Even if
multiple
they had a team
superstars.
full of like young guys and stuff, their ceiling is just nowhere near the big teams or even the medium market teams. They're just like their best opportunity is their window is going to be short, and they're not really going to ever be favourites. So it sort of feels like they're just this year is going to be one of their like peak years, but that peak might only last like 1 or 2 years, and they might not be the favourites in their division at like either of those years. But yeah, they're just going to give it a go.
I think if they
For a
don't do
couple of
anything
years.
more, they're fourth in the Central at the moment for me.
Fourth. Really? Behind who?
Brewers, Cardinals, Cubs.
I actually forgot about the Cardinals.
I think the Cardinals are
I actually forgot the Cardinals existed for a second. The Cardinals is the one team that's possibly like a powerhouse, I think, at the moment. I think they're the
Yeah.
strongest team in the National League currently.
Well, that's a big call.
I think they are.
It's partly because the Braves haven't really
Actually,
done
the
a ton.
Braves.
I really like the Braves. Well, how can you not like having Donaldson, Freeman, Albies, and Acuna? And the upside of their pitching. But yeah, the Cardinals, they're relying a
Goldschmidt,
lot on young
Carpenter
pitching.
to start with is just. You talk about two MVP contenders. I think they're both guys that are like pretty underrated a lot of the time.
I don't know how Goldschmidt moved, and it seemed like it sort of came out of nowhere. Like other teams didn't bother calling
Yeah.
to see if they could trade for him.
It wasn't even like that big a news. It seemed like it was just like that's like probably the biggest move of the off season so far. I think.
Yeah, Paul Goldschmidt is gonna go to the Hall of Fame, and everyone's gonna have forgotten who he is and like where he was, unless he stays in St. Louis and they win World Series and stuff. Because he's had this kind of like understated career where he's been absolutely amazing for
Yeah,
like years.
He's been like every single year has been like a 5-WAR player or something.
He's absolutely
So like
he's
a definite
fantastic.
all-star level, like every single year.
Yeah, and he somehow is like even when he got traded in a blockbuster deal, even that was kind of under the radar. It's remarkable. I mean, last year, do you remember all that concern about him at the start?
Yeah,
And then he sorted stuff out and he got hot. Finished with a 9.22 OPS.
Jesus, he must have been going some for like the last like 4 months of the season.
His worst MVP finish in the last 4 years was when he came 11th. When he had a measly 8.99 OPS in 2016.
Oh my god.
He's going to make a real difference then, obviously.
Yeah,
And it seems to have been overlooked.
yeah. So I think they're actually my pick to win the National League. My early pick. I mean,
I,
this is before Mercado and Harper have signed anyway, so that could actually change quite a lot. But at the moment, Cardinals are my favourite for the pennant.
I don't think they overtake anyone. Even if someone got both of them, I don't think any of the teams that are linked with Harper and Mercado could become a favourite for the National League. I think the Philly.
What if the Phillies got both?
I
I
still
know I
don't think
said
they're
before
favourite.
they've got a lot of holes, but like I don't know, just having both of them is
I think their division's so hard though, and they've got to play a lot of games against good teams.
yeah, but they yeah, so they might not make the playoffs. You mean, but
No, they could make the playoffs, but like, they're not going to have the best record or anything like that. Um, and I still think they'd still have holes, wouldn't they? I mean, well,
yeah,
actually, Michael Franco, for instance, would be out of the team, wouldn't he? If the Phillies got both, they'd be like probably my favorite in the East, but I'm still not 100% about that.
yeah. I'd still really like Harper just to go back to the Nationals, to be honest.
Harper to the Nationals and Mercado to the Padres would be fun.
Or the White Sox, actually.
I'd like the White Sox to get someone, but I feel like the National League does still need some star power
Yeah,
because
good
it's
point, actually. Could
it's
do
pretty
with
flimsy at the
someone
moment.
going back the other way. I suppose Donaldson moving to the Braves is sort of in that
Yeah, under the
direction.
radar as well.
Although
It's
he's
weird that
not been
those
that
two
good
deals,
for.
I know they happened a long time ago, but like Donaldson and Goldschmidt have just sort of happened and like forgotten about a bit amid all the like those two being forgotten about, like perennial MVP guys, and everyone's like getting all excited about JT Real Muto.
Yeah.
I yeah, I think I'd rather have one of those two.
We should probably wrap up soon. But
Yeah,
I just wanted to say, someone I'd completely forgotten about that's still a free agent, Josh Harrison.
yeah, he's
I
gonna be
think he's
handy.
quite underrated.
He's been linked with a ton of teams, hasn't he? Because he's the sort of guy that, well, you can put him
Yeah,
anywhere. So
he'll be quite cheap, and he's just like he's very versatile, and he's just like quite consistent, like average hitter. He's worth a lot, to be honest. Consistency. And I say that actually, yeah, he wasn't amazing last year. Let's say that. But
yeah,
he also
he wasn't
played
wasn't
half
good.
the year.
He'll be an interesting one. He's definitely a bounce back candidate, isn't
Yeah,
he? I wonder if this is based on absolutely nothing. I wonder if he might be holding out for someone that's going to promise him he'll start. Because a ton of teams would want him to be a utility guy, but without a position,
yeah.
and he might want to
I
be
don't.
a
I
second
think it's
baseman somewhere.
going to be difficult that though with his stats from last year. To be honest.
Yeah, so do I. I can't really see that working out, but
I mean, I think he'd basically be a perfect budget Marlon Gonzalez.
yeah,
Whoever missed out on it. I
which
mean, even like one of like the big powerhouse teams. Maybe not
yeah,
the Yankees because they're already completely stacked, but like the Red Sox or even the Astros.
well, he's one of those guys that I was just about to say, like, he doesn't really have to have a home, does he? Like everyone's
Yeah,
gonna can make space on their bench, like you say, probably aside from the Yankees because
yeah,
they've signed several people, but like because he can play so many positions, seems like a perfect candidate to pick up, or a rebuilding team and then flip him at the deadline if you get him for 1 year deal. Is a sort of player that a
yeah,
team that's surprisingly contending are going to want him if he's hitting.
yeah. If he bounces back.
Yeah,
Uh, anyway, should we stop now? Because
yeah,
this
we
has
should probably wrap up, shouldn't we?
gone on for quite a while.
All right,
Yeah. So yeah, this has been
this has been fun,
an
hasn't it?
interesting episode because not really been much news this week,
Yeah, literally nothing has happened.
but we can always just talk about random baseball stuff for like half an hour.
Yeah, just like the market.
Yeah. And it might be the same again next week if there's no more signings.
Which seems quite possible. We're what? Is it 2 weeks until the pitchers and catchers report?
Is it?
I think it's 2 weeks. Yeah.
Surely something's going to change soon. Is the thing with this is like last year. Like the closer it gets to the spring training, just feel like it's all going to happen soon. I mean, there's still a lot of stuff to happen. Like, it seems like Real Muto is surely going to move. Harper
Yeah.
and Cardos
I
are the
mean,
big ones, and there's still quite a few decent like pitchers left. It's like this. It's all about to happen, but we're just waiting until it does.
it could be like in the next like 6 hours, but it's definitely going to be in the next like 20 days or so.
Yeah, like Harper and Mercado could both sign like later on this evening, and then we'll have to record another episode immediately.
Yeah, when they both like don't go anywhere, or like Mercado re-signs in Baltimore,
Yeah,
they're the mystery team. The Orioles have signed Harper and Mercado, and they're still going to lose 120 games.
I hope that's what they do this year. To be honest, hope they just go have another run at the record. They just about missed out last year. I think they won like too many games. I think they should just go all out for the history books.
Yeah, just get like a whole game of people striking out looking.
Just bring up all the guys from like single A.
Yeah, give them they get some major league money. Be
Yeah.
pretty good for them.